Dude, that looks so sick, especially with that DRL.
Look at that, dude. That is... What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to continue working on our 2017 Ford Mustang GT. And as you've seen in the previous videos, we finally got this sucker supercharged with a Pro Charger kit. I gotta say, this thing absolutely rips. But we did mention that we still want to do a few more little things to it. Now that we got the performance side of things knocked out, what we want to do is actually some appearance mods. As this thing sits right now, it does look pretty dang good, especially on the rear end. It's got a super aggressive diffuser on that bumper, and it's got the GT350R carbon wing, and it's even got the GT350 wheels. But as for the front end, all we're working with is really just this Cervini hood, and as for this front bumper, it's basically bone stock. And I believe it does have a little bit of damage on it here and there. So what we got is something that's just going to completely transform this front end. And it's actually in this box over here from Icon Motorsports. So let's just go ahead and crack it open and show you guys exactly what we're talking about.
Sick, dude.
That is awesome. What do we have here?
What we got here, if you can't tell by now, this is an actual GT500 front bumper. Well, it's a replica, but dude, it is basically the exact same thing that Icon Motorsports offers. And dude, this thing looks super good. And one thing that I like about this thing, it's actually made out of plastic, not fiberglass or anything like that. It basically looks like it's made at the factory, you know what I mean?
It does look original, and the finish looks original as well. I believe all we're gonna have to do is either scuff it or just wet sand it. Should be simple to prep.
Should be pretty dang simple. We're gonna repaint this front end, that way we can just blend on, and we do have a few rock chips in that hood. So we're definitely gonna repaint all this, and dude, this is just gonna look super good because I believe we're gonna have to do some black. I don't know if this is going black or this is going black.
Oh my goodness,
it's just gonna
man.
make this front end stand out way better than that regular GT. And I gotta say, this Mustang is like a Frankenstein's of all GTs. I mean, it's a regular GT parts, GT350, GT350R, and now GT500, dude.
That is going to be epic. And also, this front end is a little bit more open, so we're going to see that intercooler a lot more, right?
I believe these grill inserts right here are actually all open, not like the stock ones. As you can tell, some of those holes are actually just closed off. So we're going to be able to just open up this front end. I think it's going to just look way better. And we did actually think about doing a GT500 hood, but we just never seen this
combination.
Yeah, this combination with this hood and this bumper, which I believe is just going to look super epic. But right now, we're actually going to go ahead and open this stuff up right here, make sure we got all the grill inserts, everything, because I mean, we have the whole 9 yards here. So,
and we're basically just going to start prepping for paint, and I think we're going to paint here at the house.
Hey, we got a paint booth now, dude. We can paint anything now. So let's go ahead, open this up, and go from there. All right, so we went ahead, opened everything up, and got it all spread out over here, and it looks like we got everything that we need. And on top of that, they even sent us some bumper brackets, so that is super awesome. So you basically got everything that you need to paint this bumper and throw it on. I mean, you got every little grill insert here and there. We already kind of like mocked those up just to see how all this stuff is going to go together, and also just to see what's getting painted black and what's getting painted blue. And as for the lip and stuff like that, they do have like a little textured finish. That stuff is not getting painted black. We're just gonna leave it that textured, just matte finish. Is just gonna look really good.
And also, it's not gonna chip. You know what I mean? That's awesome that they textured it out along with all the grill pieces, and also these little
side fins, dude. They're gonna look so aggressive on the side. It's actually gonna make that lower part of the bumper stick out a little bit, which is just gonna look super sick.
It's gonna look a lot wider, I feel like.
Oh yeah, and one thing that we did notice is they made this thing paint friendly, dude. This is the easiest bumper probably to paint right here, because like we mentioned, the center section is gonna go black, and usually you'd tape that stuff off and just paint it separately and untape it and tape it again to paint the other part blue. But what we found out is we were wondering why this piece was here, and it was like kind of weird. We're like, this piece is right here, but we did notice that this sucker will just slide right on top and clip into place, which that means all we're gonna have to do is just paint all this stuff separately black, so we don't have to do no type of taping.
Dude, that is awesome. So basically this whole entire front bumper is just gonna get painted blue, and then that's going to be painted separately.
Yeah,
black,
this is going to be black along with all these pieces right here. This is like where the fog light or the turn signals go, which I hope those actually work for these. That way we don't have to buy any turn signals. That would be pretty dang sick.
Yeah, because the turn signals that we got there are actually pretty nice. They are LED, and they're like, what do you call it?
Sequential.
Sequential,
They look super sick. So everything else is getting painted black. Even these little pieces right here, I believe they go like right here on the GT500, which is going to look super sick. I can't wait for that. Super excited. But everything else, even the grills, like we talked, are all open, which is super sick. Even on here, we kind of mocked them up. You already looked at them, dude. Dude, just check that out,
Ultimate airflow, dude. It's just going to get plenty of airflow, especially to that intercooler, which is perfect. It's perfect for a supercharger.
Oh, yeah,
dude.
Perfect for a boosted car, you know, supercharger or boost. You will get plenty of airflow, and I hope it just stands out way better, you know, other than that, you know what I mean? You can't even tell right now.
Unless you get, like, down right here.
Yeah, just a little bit, but we're ready, dude.
What are we going to start with? I think we start with sanding the car, really, right? Taking it apart.
Yeah, we're going to take that front bumper off, take a few emblems here and there off, take the headlights off, and basically sand that whole front end, and then we're going to jump on this, scuff this down, and hopefully get this thing painted. What do you think about painting it today? Maybe, I don't know.
I know if we start painting tonight, we're going to have to work into the, like, super late into the night, but
if we have to, we'll paint it bright and early in the morning. But anyways, we're just too pumped for this bumper, so let's just go ahead and start sanding. All right, so we just got done wet sanding this whole entire front end, and it is completely finished. We went ahead and hosed it down, and all we got left is basically these little rock chips that we're gonna hit with some red glazing putty and sand it down real quick. But we're gonna let that dry for now, and now it is time to actually hop on our front bumper here. Go ahead and grab some scuff pads and just dry scuff this whole entire bumper along with those trim pieces there. And I believe we're gonna actually seal this thing. We're gonna seal it with white sealer because I think that's what we used on the hood, and that's just gonna make everything match and the blue paint actually lay down a lot smoother. So.
Yeah, that's the best way to make it match. Yeah, especially for blue, like you mentioned, it makes it pop and it just looks really good.
Oh yeah, and it's gonna take way less coats instead of just painting on black, and I believe it's just gonna prevent rock chips from happening and all that good stuff.
Exactly, but right after this, I think it's gonna be time to start setting up that paint booth.
I think we can probably do it today. I don't know. If it does start raining, we may have to call it off because I believe it's coming this way. But if not, dude, we're just gonna go ahead and send it because we don't really have that much to paint. We just gotta tape up this front end, and we don't really have to tape anything up here.
Yeah, so the only thing that's getting painted is this front bumper and the other components. The rest of the stuff is just gonna get slightly misted onto, and
yeah, just gonna blend the front parts over here.
The rest is gonna be all clear coat, dude.
Oh yeah, dude. So should be a breeze. Hopefully we don't have any problems with fish eyes or anything like that. So let's go ahead and grab some scuff paper, completely sand everything, and I think we'll blow up our paint booth. space station.
Woohoo! Dang, it feels like a dang something out of NASA or something.
I know, right? It's like the International Space Station up in here,
This is awesome, dude.
Oh yeah, dude. It's actually feels pretty dang good right now, you know what I mean? We just went ahead and picked it up. That way we can let this aerate a little bit, because it did kind of sit outside for a little bit, and you know, it got really moisturized in here, so we'll let it dry out.
Got a lot of creases in it, so we're just trying to uncrease it. We're not 100% sure if we're actually going to paint tonight or not, because it is kind of late, and I know it's going to get super late. We're going to have to pretty much paint all night and into the morning.
Yeah, we may have to do that. And on top of that, this thing does not have lights, so we're going to have to set up lights. And I know last time we set them lights up, it took us a good bit of time too. It took us like an hour or two to set all the lights up.
Yeah, so the other option that we have is to just wait until the morning and do it super early in the morning.
Yep. And it should be super hot tomorrow, so
exactly.
If we can get the car in here early in the morning, wrap it up as soon as possible before the sun even like really gets at its peak, and just paint that sucker, you know what I mean?
I think that's gonna be our best option right there.
And it's gonna be hot enough after we get done painting with like 3 coats of clear. Should dry in like a few hours.
Should dry, we'll be ready to rip.
Oh yeah, maybe.
All right, so we are out of the paint booth. We're gonna go ahead and deflate that sucker. Come in here bright and early in the morning, inflate it once again, get all of our supplies together, set up all of our equipment, and hopefully just get straight to painting. All right, so it is the next day here, and we just got straight to work, man. Had to give it another wash, and that is because
we had a little ant infestation going on this thing,
dude,
man.
How do ants even live like on a whole? It's like a whole separate world for them. You know what I mean?
I guess when it was parked, you know, they found a little spot and they built whatever they built there, and we had to actually spray some ant spray throughout the whole car, and it was kind of like a greasy spray. But hopefully we got rid of them, because if they do walk all over some fresh paint, I think it'll be ruined, dude.
They could ruin our whole entire paint job, but I didn't see any after this wash this morning, so I think we're good. We already set up the paint booth. We're gonna start getting, yeah, it's looking good.
We actually sprayed the floor down as well. That way, you know, all that dust can just settle and wash away.
Exactly. We're trying to minimize the amount of trash in our paint as much as possible.
Yep.
Well, what's the very next thing? Pull this sucker inside?
Pull the sucker inside, probably wipe it down one more time, get all of our supplies ready, and hopefully start taping this thing up, dude.
All right, so we finally got that sucker taped and tarped off, man. We are getting closer and closer, dude.
Oh yeah, we didn't cut it out just yet, because we're actually gonna seal all these parts first, and we're gonna spray those parts in black. That way we don't get no overspray on the blue paint. So we're gonna go ahead and get that done first, and then we'll probably cut it off,
yeah,
right?
and then we'll cut it off, exactly. And as for that overspray, we are gonna be spraying some Ford Black, which has a little bit of metallic.
Yeah, a little bit of metallic in it, and that metallic stuff
travels.
Yeah, it travels and it'll stick to everything, and we just don't want to mess up our blend. So we're gonna go ahead and actually mix up our first coat of sealer and spray it on. All right, so the sealer went down nice and smooth. It's drying right now. In the meantime, we're gonna go ahead and start mixing up our first coat of base, and we're actually gonna mix up this Ford GA Black. This is actually from our F450 right here, and we got a good bit left over, and we're just gonna use it on them black parts, right?
It's gonna be awesome right there. A little bit of F450 on a GT500 bumper.
Hey, it's Ford, so Ford and Ford, you know what I mean? So.
But as soon as we get those pieces painted, we're gonna go ahead and let them dry a little bit, and then we're gonna take them outside, right?
Yeah, we're gonna take them outside and leave them out there until we're done completely spraying our blue. Then we're gonna bring everything at once and
clear coat
from there and clear coat them from there. So let's go ahead, see what this black is all about. I really forgot what it looks like. I think there's like a good bit of metallics in here, if I'm not mistaken.
Ooh,
oh yeah,
nice and fancy, but
I think that'll look good on the front of that bumper.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I guess let's just go ahead and mix it up and spray it in.
Let's do it.
All right, so we finally got all those trim pieces painted, and we got them outside in the sun away so they don't get any overspray on them. We're just about to mix up some blue paint, but you thought of something,
yeah,
right?
I'm glad I thought of this. We actually sprayed some sealer, or we blended some sealer onto the hood and the fenders. And I remember this whenever I seen a video before on YouTube, because, you know, I'm not professional. I always look this stuff up, and people say to blend. If you're gonna spray white sealer on something onto a different color paint, you want to blend that as well.
Exactly. So you blend the sealer and the paint, and that just makes sense because the sealer underneath really kind of changes the color a little bit. Yeah, it'll
definitely change it a little bit. If we did not blend it, it would probably took a lot more coats to blend it, and it probably wouldn't have blended right. You know what I mean?
Wouldn't have been a perfect match, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be a pretty good match here.
So. Oh yeah, definitely. Now it is time to actually mix up our blue paint. So.
Our blue paint, dude. I want to see this. I haven't seen this blue paint in a while, man. We painted that thing about 2 years ago, that Mustang.
Dude, it's been a long time, so we actually mixed up some new blue paint. Hopefully it's a close match, you know what I mean? So let's go ahead and actually mix up our first batch, and I guess go in there and spray it. All right, so we just got done spraying the rest of our base. Luckily, we had enough for everything, but everything seemed like it went down smoothly, the blend and all that good stuff. Right now, we're gonna let it dry. I'm gonna clean my gun, mix up probably a few cups of clear coat, and then I believe we're gonna bring everything inside the paint booth. That way we can clear everything at once, and probably gonna do 3 coats, and it should be good. What do you think?
I think that's gonna be perfect, 3 coats. But as for the base coat, it is drying super quick. It's super hot today as well. Oh yeah,
super hot. I'm sweating under here, dude, like crazy. So this painting process is actually going pretty dang quick since it's hot, you know what I mean?
Exactly, which is a good thing. It's a good and a bad thing at the same time.
You kind of have to speed through most of this stuff like really fast, especially with this clear coat. We're gonna have to be on it like first coat, mix up another cup, second coat. That's how quick it's gonna have to be.
Exactly. So we might even mix up all the clear all at once.
I'm gonna try to. I got a few cups here that I can mix up, so as much as I possibly can. So let's go ahead, mix up some clear, and go ahead and spray it.
All right, the booth is going down. We pulled everything outside because it's already dry, which is crazy, dude.
Oh yeah, dude. It was actually probably way too hot to paint, and we got some good and some bad news with this paint, but it's painted, dude. The good news is everything is painted. The bumper turned out perfect, dude. Absolutely amazing, dude. Check that out.
Oh my goodness, dude. That bumper is slick.
Dude, it looks so good. Along with those black pieces right there, everything turned out nice. But as for the car over here,
how many coats did you throw on that thing, dude?
I threw like 3 cups on here. 3 cups of clear.
3 cups, but like 6 coats.
Yeah, 6 to 7 coats. Heck, I don't even remember. Almost like 10. But this sucker is completely dry to the touch. But as you can tell, something's wrong with it. You know,
it has like a matte finish almost.
Yeah, and it's super rough. And the reason why is because whenever we were actually throwing the base coat, it was just drying way too quick. I think it was drying before it actually hit the car itself. So it like left a super rough finish on it. But we just went ahead and just sent it. Threw as much clear coat on it as possible, and I mean,
just locked it down, dude.
Just locked it down, and I mean, look at that. That's the first time we can touch paint after we just painted it. Dude, you know what I mean?
Literally, we just got done throwing that clear probably what, like 35 minutes ago?
Something like that, about 35 minutes ago, and it is dry to the touch. I bet a few more hours you can buff this sucker. You know what I mean?
Hey, we might just slap this whole entire thing together tonight or this afternoon.
Hopefully, the bumper. As for the bumper, you know, I mean, I threw a pretty thick coat, but it's still kind of, you know, rubbery feeling. So we're going to give a good bit of time.
Zoom in on these pieces right here. Look at that metallic in it. And it's smooth.
That looks super sick. That's going to look really good on that bumper right there. All these pieces actually turned out perfect. The front bumper, you probably don't even have to buff that sucker. But as for this hood, I'm sure we can get this buffed out right here. No big deal. Just going to have to be a good bit of sanding right here.
I think it's going to turn out really smooth, actually. Really glossy because you did throw so much coats on it. It's going to allow us to sand it real good.
Oh, yeah.
But as for the blend, how did the blend go? What do you think?
The blend looks perfect, dude. Check it out. You can't even tell. You can't even tell that we blended it right here with some of that white, what's it called? Sealer and all that stuff. But dude, everything turned out perfect. Come over here on this door and fender blend. I mean, we didn't even paint but to like right there. So
yeah, dude, it's perfect, man.
Looks nice.
But I gotta say, this is probably one of the craziest paint jobs we've done due to the weather being so hot, man.
Oh yeah, it's hot outside. Imagine in that booth right there. Dude, it's like an oven in there.
It felt like a sauna, dude.
But we were sweating head to toe. We had to get out of there as soon as possible. But we managed to get this sucker painted and turned out amazing. I had to say. Yeah, pretty much it's perfect. You know?
It's done, man. The GT500, it's not done. The GT500 is conversion is almost done.
Almost complete. I mean, I can't wait to just slap all that together, which will be when?
Probably either this afternoon or tomorrow. We'll just have to keep an eye out on it. But
as of right now, we're going to let this stuff dry and catch you guys in the morning.
Oh my goodness, dude.
This thing looks like a GT500 now in the front, dude. It looks insane. I think it honestly looks a little bit better with the setup. You know what I mean?
With the setup that we're rocking over here, you get that nice hood.
Dude, that hood just looks killer with this, dude. Now it's all open. You can see the intercooler like crazy, dude.
Oh my goodness,
As it sits, dude, it looks insane,
but we're not done just yet. We got something else that's going to change the front end of this thing.
Let's go ahead and get it.
Let's go ahead and bring in those headlights, dude.
Let's do it. That looks so sick, especially with that DRL.
Look at that, dude. That is sick right there. Huge shout out to Morimoto and the Retrofit Source. We're definitely gonna leave the link down below for those headlights.
Oh yeah, dude.
But dude, we finally got that front bumper on, and I gotta say, man, this whole Mustang just transformed.
Dude, it looks way better than it did before, like 10 times better. The front end, it looks like a different Mustang now, you know what I mean?
It does, that's what I'm saying. It just like pretty much changed it up 100%. with that bumper right there. And I gotta say, dude, I'm so happy we did that. But guys, that is pretty much gonna be a wrap for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this GT500 front end conversion. Looks absolutely sick. And also a huge shout out to Icon Motorsports for providing this front bumper. We're definitely gonna leave their link down below. But with all that being said, make sure your guys' post notifications are on so you don't miss out on anything. And also be sure to give us a follow on Instagram where you can get an inside scoop before YouTube. And if you wanna copy some merch, definitely be sure to visit goonzquad.com. We're always coming out with new designs and they always fly off the shelves quick. So definitely be sure to visit goonzquad.com and help support your boys. But with all that being said, thank you guys so much for all the love and support. Be sure to drop your comments and thoughts down below and we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.